So welcome, and thank you to be here this morning. So we'll take you to West Africa. It's a new play. It's a nickel copper sulfides new discoveries that we made in 2010. It's a new ground. It's in 2010 what we discovered. We thought it was kind of a limited element, but we realized very quickly that we are dealing with a district size area where we have multiple zones of nickel copper sulfides at surface but also at depth. And what we are doing presently is to look at the sources of these nickel copper sulfide that we have identified at surface, but we are looking for the source at depth. So I will show that to you in a minute. We are here in Côte d'Ivoire. This is the project area. I will show you in a slide that we are next to Guinea and Liberia as well, and it's a new camp in the coming up. I will pass on this. Just a quick overview on the company on a financial point of view. We are fully financed at this moment, and we also have a partner that came with us last year, Mr. Robert Friedland, with his company High-Power Exploration, HPX, and is committed to invest $30 million in the company and in the project. He has invested $7 million so far, and there's an additional $23 million that will come on a cash call basis for exploring the project and to find these mother lode of massive sulfide material that we all believe is in the project. So Eric, if I may ask you,
sure.
Could you please show the audience here these samples that we have? And you will see these samples is massive sulfide material that we have intersected near surface, and also semi-massive material that we have discovered lately, early this year, at a zone called Yeple. So the massive sulfide that you see there, this is 4% nickel, 4% copper, 3 to 4 grams of palladium, and it's got also rhodium, platinum, gold, and silver in this type of material. And this is exactly what we are looking for. We have these intersect near surface, but we believe that there is accumulation of this type of material at depth, like any other big camp of nickel mineralization around the world. That's how it works. We have vein and stringers, and you do have massive sulfide accumulation at depth. So in the next 4 or 5 years, we will have access to almost $40 million as a potential financial to the company without having to issue one additional shares. And how we can do that is the $23 million coming from HPX here, plus we also have holding in SRG Mining that currently sits about $15 million more or less, that we have access at some point. So we are quite financially sound, and we will proceed with all our exploration. We have a very good board management. Many of you know Mr. Benoit Lassalle is with us, is our chairman of Sama Resources. He built 4 gold mines in West Africa, and as you can see, we have very good people with us with great experience worldwide for building this project. Again, we are in West Africa here. This is our land package, 1,000 square kilometers of land package next to the border with Guinea, and this is Liberia. HPX just lately acquired the property here called Monimba. It's the highest iron ore deposit in the world, and so we are all in this zone, and basically we have a very large holding ground on the area. This is the location of the first discovery in 2010. This is the material, the massive sulfide that you have in your hands. And we also have sulfide at surface here. And this Yepleu, 25 kilometers away from Samapleu, is the first occurrence in 2013 of nickel-copper sulfides outcropping at surface in West Africa. There's no other evidence of nickel-copper sulfides like this, and we have a front of almost 3 kilometers long with outcropping nickel-copper sulfides. And I will show you the importance of all of this in a minute. So I have a small video here. It lasts about just 3 minutes. If we, no, it didn't work. Let me try again. Okay, doesn't matter. You can find this video on our website, and it's also on YouTube. And I will take the summary here of what you will see in the video. Our target here is to find at massive sulfide at depth, like this example in Norilsk in Russia, where near surface you have stringers of massive sulfide with disseminated sulfide near surface, and they took about 30 years in the mid-1930s before finding the huge mother lode here. So technically, we're a little bit on the same situation where we are sitting here and we are looking for a similar situation here. This is Eagle, where you have accumulation of massive sulfides in traps and embayment. So all of these sectors around the world have similar characteristics of what we have at Samapleu. But the difference, we are the start at Samapleu. It's a new area, and we are sitting at surface, and we're looking at depth. This is the model that we want to apply, that we have set since 2013, 2010 and 13. This is the vent of a large magma system that came from the mantle, that came up right to surface, but stop about 25 kilometers in the cross and generate a huge magma chamber here, assimilating all the country rock and precipitating sulfur like this. Disseminated sulfur with vein and stringers, but also accumulation at depth in embayment of massive sulfides. And that's exactly our targets. This is what we are looking at. Currently sitting at Samapleu, we're here. From surface to about 150 meters, we have stringers of massive sulfide, exactly the material that you have in your hands. And this is what we are looking at now for the accumulation of massive sulfide. Samapleu, 25 kilometers away, we intersected at 550 meters at depth the semi-massive material that you have in your hand, and that we intersected that early this year. And this should lead us to the large accumulation at depth, still to be discovered. So this is a type of material we have. Massive sulfide, as you can see here, sharp contact with the country rock. Here we have an intersect near surface of 8 meters of a massive sulfide grading 4% nickel and 2.4% copper. So beautiful material, pristine like if it was in place yesterday. But this is 2 billion years old and is exactly the same age as the Bushveld system in South Africa. Again, this is our land package, the 1,000 square kilometers. In 2013, we flew an airborne EM survey that actually gave us an indication of the conductivity of the ground in that area. As you can see, we have all these warm color, mean that all these zones have potential for nickel copper sulfides. The Samapleu is only this one. This is the small one. This is the area we had our first discovery. We worked out resources there, and there's an open pit potential resources, and we are working on the PEA, the preliminary economic assessment, and it should be out in the next few weeks, 1 month. So the conclusion of that. So this is the Samapleu open pit, but all of these other areas have all the same potential as this one. And look at the Yepleu sector here. From the airborne survey, you can see this is a 24 square kilometer area where we have nickel copper sulfide at surface. And this is where at 550 meters at depth around here, we intersected the material that you have in your hand. So there is a large potential here. And this is the area of the vent. Actually, that's where the hot spot is for the magma chambers. And Bunta, it's another interesting zone. We just completed the geophysical at surface. And this is a zone where we have lenses of massive sulfides as well at surface up to 2% nickel. Just a zoom on some targets that we have that we decide to work with Mr. Robert Friedland technology, the EM technology. EM is electromagnetic geophysical techniques in order to see at depth for these accumulation. The beauty of this instrument is we can see much deeper than any other EM technology that exists currently. Usually you can see down to 400 meters. With this technology we are able to see right down past 1,000 meters, and in the best situation maybe up down to 2 kilometers. So we are using this technology, and we use that technology here at Samapleu. We also use a technology to an area that we call Grata, over a primitive, very prospective ground here. And we discovered, and we have a very good anomaly for follow-up with drilling. And this is the anomaly himself. In 2016, we were drilling the airborne EM anomaly that gave us a kind of a rounded tunnel like this. So we aim for the middle. But actually, the real anomaly based on Mr. Friedland technology that we just completed is actually sitting just below the 2 holes that we drilled. So this is a proposed hole that we're going to do in the next few weeks, a month. And we expect to intersect the mineralization over these two sectors there. Another zone that we have completed with this technology is at Samapleu. We found a very good conductor plate here at 700 meters from surface below our open pit potential zone here. So this also would be part of the next phase of drilling. Another zone, very interesting, is Yepleu. I just discussed this zone. This is the 24 square kilometers area. And we did some very interesting, we have very interesting results over there. Very sharp contact here from a previous work, and we need to refine this sector here in order to figure out where exactly is the anomaly. And this is a trend that we can see over several kilometers from a borehole that we drilled there earlier this year. Very strong of all anomaly associated with this trend. So this is, we are doing this as we speak on site currently. That's, again, it's a Yepleu sector. You can see the zone that we have identified from the airborne EM survey, and now we are focusing on these zones in order to figure out what is at depth on that very large piping system. Again, this is one of the zone at Yepleu. Some of the intersect here. Very, very good intersect here, but it's 550 meters from surface. We expect this to be the edge of what we really look for at depth with the massive sulfides. Some of the material here. So this is the next catalyst for the company. We're going to complete the feasibility next year, but now the preliminary economic assessment on Samapleu open pit, this should be out in the next 4 or 5 weeks. And we continue with HPX on the exploration. They are investing $30 million in the project. The drilling program will be to test the Grata, the Samapleu, the Yepleu, and also the Bunta. And we're very proud of this. We received in October 26 from the hands of the Prime Minister of Côte d'Ivoire, the award of one of the best managed company in Côte d'Ivoire in the area where we are. So we were extremely pleased with this award. Again, 2 ministers came to visit the site. Lenses of massive sulfide near surface. This is 2% nickel here in the gabbroic environment, right at surface. This is Grata. This is the discovery outcrop at Yeple, where we have 2-3% copper and also nickel. And this zone runs for 3 kilometers right at surface. Here are the representative of HPX on site. So this is where we are with our project. The next 12 months is basically execution. We have access to the technology. We have access to the drilling. We are fully funded. And now the next 12 months is to cover all the zone that I showed on the presentation with the technology, with the EM Typhoon system, and then to follow up with drilling. So we have a good 12 months ahead of us. Thank you very much.